What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're gonna be going over 7 different side jobs that you can use to make extra money in 2019. All right, so like I said in this video, we're gonna be going over 7 different side jobs that you can use to make extra income in 2019 and beyond. So right now we are currently living in sort of a gig economy where a lot of people are getting side hustles, second incomes. They're doing these gig type jobs. So these are great options to be able to make some extra money on the side, whether you want to save or pay things off, or you just want some extra income to be able to go on vacation or whatever it may be. These are great things that a lot of people are using to supplement their income. I don't ever recommend anybody do one of these solely as their only income, but these are great things to add on to your current income. So if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe down below. That way you never miss out on any future videos. And if you are back from a previous video, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. All right, so number 1 side income, this is gonna come as no surprise to everybody, is Uber and Lyft. This has been around, I believe, since like 2014 is when it started getting really popular, but more and more people have been trying it out. Now, again, I do not recommend that you do this full time. I do not recommend that you completely rely on Uber and Lyft. There's a lot of things that can go wrong if this is your only income. If you do get in some sort of an accident, or your license gets revoked because you were speeding, or a ticket, I don't know, whatever it may be, it's just not a good idea to rely solely on Uber and Lyft and your vehicle, especially if you don't have some sort of a savings in case of an accident, you don't have anything else to fall back on. So with that being said, I think it's a great option for you to add onto your income. When I was doing it in Los Angeles, I was making anywhere from like $500 to $700 a week doing it, 25, 30 hours a week. And that was, of course, before expenses, before gas, before everything else that it costs to actually run a vehicle. But still, it was a good side income to add on. It helped me to pay off a couple things while I was living over there. And when I did in Orlando, this is when I actually did it full time, which again, I don't recommend, but I did do it at the time because I was in between my circumstance, and it was what I was relying on at the time. But I was making like $400 to $700 a week over there doing it full time. The rates over there were a lot lower and it was just less busy. But this is a great way that you can do it. You basically do it on your own time. You work for however long you want, however little you want. Just like be aware that you are using your car, so you are gonna rack up miles. You are gonna put wear and tear on your car. So if you don't want to be doing that, then this would not be one for you. But I'm gonna put sign up links down in the description. You can check it out, decide if it's for you. And worst case scenario, you try it out a couple weeks, a month. I would say give it at least a month to try it out. And if you don't like it, then you stop doing it. It's that simple. So this is number 1. And again, this is a very common one that I think everybody pretty much knows. All right, guys, side hustle number 2. And this is one that I haven't done personally, but I've read a lot about it and it seems to be a good thing for some people. So this one would be dog walking apps. This would be things such as Rover or Wag. And how this works essentially is you sign up to be a dog walker. Once you're approved, basically, you can see a list of jobs within a certain mile radius of your zip code or your current location, whatever you put in, and you go ahead and accept the jobs if you want to do it. And it's really that simple. You go show up, say they put in they need their dog walked at 3 o'clock. You show up to the residence or wherever the pet is, you take the dog out, you sign into the app that you're walking the dog. It tracks your GPS as you walk their dog. You can put in when the dog goes to the restroom, where they went to the restroom, and then you bring the dog back home, and it's that simple. So this is one that a lot of people may enjoy that really like dogs, or you maybe just don't really want to drive people around. This is a great opportunity for you because, again, you just go to the place, you walk the dog, and then you move on to the next one. So this would be side hustle number 2. Side hustle number 3 is going to be what you're doing right now. Start a YouTube channel. This is not going to be for everybody, but if you are somebody who wants to start doing videos, you are interested in doing videos, you have a message out there, you think you can help other people with your content, you'd be very surprised. There's channels with hundreds of thousands of subscribers about Alvin and the Chipmunks. There's people who do gaming. There's people who do basket weaving. There's people who do sports. There's people who do snow. I mean, anything and anything that you can think of is on YouTube, and there's a market and an audience out there for it. So this would be something that I know not everybody is going to feel comfortable on the camera, and by no means is your first video even going to be great. My first videos were terrible. It took me a while to get comfortable on camera, but over time, this is something that I really enjoy. And it's cool because you start to build an audience, you start to gain connections with people, and it just turns into like this really great community. So a lot of you are probably wondering how you make money through this side hustle. Now, a lot of people do this full time. Once you get to a certain amount of subscribers and views and all that stuff, you can sustain yourself full time. But I just want to go over how you would make money. And it's going to take you time to make money because you actually can't put ads on your videos until you have at least 1,000 subscribers, which is great because I remember when I first started my channel, I think I had like 100, 200 subscribers and I was making like 20 cents, 30 cents. It wasn't even worth anything and it was kind of just demotivating. Whereas now I really wanted to push towards the 1,000 subscribers. And once I got to the 1,000 subscribers, I was actually making something that was livable, something that was decent. Ultimately, just keep in mind, this is going to take time. I've been doing YouTube now for almost 3 years. I haven't been very consistent, to be honest with you, up until the last couple of months. So that is why it took me so long. But YouTube ads are not the only thing that can make you money. So if you do a video that maybe gets 100,000, 200,000 views, even though you only have 100 subscribers, if you are talking about a certain product, you can have affiliate links down in your description, which is basically Amazon or any product that you're talking about may have an affiliate program. And what happens is anytime anybody clicks that link and they order that product, you get a percentage for referring the sale. There's so many other ways you can sell merch, you can sell online digital products, affiliate marketing, and then once you get to a certain amount of subscribers, you can start doing like brand deals and then your ads and all that stuff. So there's a multitude of ways that you can actually make money through YouTube, but keep in mind, this is not somebody looking for like quick money. This is something that is gonna take time. You're gonna have to put a lot of work in up front and get nothing from it except for just the enthusiasm and the happiness of creating the videos. So you have to enjoy what you're doing. You have to like the topics that you're talking about in order to actually make it to where you can make money from doing it. Side job number 4 would be to do Amazon Flex. And if you've ever wondered how Amazon is able to do deliveries so quick, it's because they have tons of independent contractors who work for them, who drop packages off. I don't know if you've seen this in neighborhoods or anything near you, but typically your Amazon package is coming from an everyday person who just works with Amazon and delivers the packages. So this is something you're also able to do. It's not available in every city and it's not open all the time like Uber. They actually open and close the enrollment for Amazon. So they only accept a certain number of drivers every month. And as I guess drivers leave or whatever the case may be, they open up more slots, or maybe demand is higher, they open up more slots. But this is something that you will have to catch at the right time, and just be aware that you can't just sign up whenever you want. But when you are signed up, I think what happens is you decide what time slots you want to work for, and that's it. You deliver packages during those slots. So if you work for like 12 to 8, then you're good to go. I personally haven't used this, but I believe Amazon Flex, you do have to actually select a time slot. It's not like Uber where you just turn it on and off whenever you want. So just keep in mind about that, but I think it's a great way. I've heard a lot of people say good things about it. I've heard up to $25 an hour or more, depending on how you do it. But again, I'll put links for all the descriptions down below. All right, so the next one would be grocery delivery. And this would be similar to Uber and all these other ones. And basically what it is people are going to put in orders for groceries. You would do the shopping and then you would deliver the groceries. And this would be on an app called Instacart. So essentially, say Joe orders, bananas, beef, salmon, broccoli, and yogurt. You would actually go to the store that Joe picked. You would get the items, you would check out. I'm not sure how the checkout works for them. I guess you just probably put it on whatever kind of account they have. Maybe they give you a credit card, but whatever it is, and then you deliver the food to the customer. It's that simple. So Instacart, you actually have to do the food delivery. So you have to actually go shopping. Whereas if you do Amazon Prime now, which I don't believe this is part of the Amazon Flex, I think this is an entirely separate system that you would have to do. But essentially you work with Amazon. They have a central hub where they go ahead and make all of the orders together. You pick it up and you deliver it. So you don't have to actually do any of the shopping, which is nice. And they offer this in most of the major cities. So if you're in a smaller city, Amazon's not going to offer this, but most major cities actually do have the Amazon service. And this is another great way that you can make some side money. I know they pretty much get tips directly, and then I'm not sure how their actual pay structure works, but I know whenever I get my groceries delivered, I tip $5 to $10, and they usually have like 4 or 5 deliveries in their car. So if everybody's tipping $5, $10, they're making $25 to $50 for every run in tips, plus whatever they're getting paid from Amazon. So it seems like it could be a pretty good gig. Next one will be doing Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, any of these. And most of these are offered in pretty much every city. Uber Eats is pretty much in every city. The other two, not so much. but this would just be doing food delivery. So instead of actually doing groceries, now you're going to go to a McDonald's or a Denny's or an IHOP or wherever restaurant this person ordered from. You're going to pick up the order and you're going to deliver it to the person. The only downside that I will say is I personally never did Uber Eats when I did Uber, but I will warn you, if you get calls to like apartment buildings, if you live in like LA and you're doing this, just be prepared for a lot of issues, because if you're trying to park your vehicle on a street that's busy, maybe they live in a main street on an apartment building, you don't know how to get into the apartment building. Number one, there's a code at the apartment building. Number three, there's no parking zones and you have nowhere to put your car. So I'm not a huge fan of actually doing this service. And even though most of them say that they should come down to the curb, in my experience, most people actually want you to deliver it to their door. They expect you to deliver it to their door. So I don't know, for me, I personally would not want to do this one, but if you need to make extra money, you need to do something, then this would be a great way to add some extra money in. All right, and the next one would be one of my favorites, and this would be to do some sort of freelancing, whether you enjoy photography, videography, graphic design, drawing, music, I don't know, anything that you enjoy. That is a skill, that is a trade that people need. Maybe you do Facebook ads, maybe you do Instagram marketing, maybe you do Instagram posting or Instagram management. Like there's so many things that you can do nowadays. And the best way to find jobs would be to go onto Fiverr.com, go onto Upwork.com, create an account, put in your skills and start actually working with people. It's that simple. You can literally start getting jobs that day. You put in all your information, you put in your skills, your pricing, and you are good to go. Now, this is something that's not only limited to these websites. You can actually go to local businesses and do these services. You can call local businesses and ask them if they need these services. And obviously, this is going to create, you're gonna need some sort of a skill as far as like pitching the actual idea if you're gonna be calling. But either way, you go on Fiverr.com, people can actually even reach out to you instead of you reaching out to them. So if they need the work, they would reach out to you and then you would accept or deny the job. So this is a great way for you to actually utilize some skills that you have, do things that you really enjoy, and make some money out of doing it. And the last side gig we're gonna talk about is if you have an extra room in your house or you have an extra room in your apartment, you can do Airbnb. You know, this is something that a lot of people do every single month, because let's think about it this way. Let's say you have a 2-bedroom apartment and you're gonna have to check with your apartment if they're okay with this. Some apartments, they do not want you doing Airbnb. But regardless, let's say you have a 2-bedroom apartment and your rent is $1,400 a month. You have an extra room you're not using, you wanna rent it out on Airbnb. Let's say you charge $100 a night. Well, if it gets rented even just 10 nights out of the month, you're gonna get $1,000 out of that, where your rent is now gonna be down to $400 a month. So it's a great way to supplement your income. It's a great way to bring your cost of living down and just to save in that aspect. And chances are you're probably going to book it more than 10 days a month, especially if you start getting a lot of good reviews and you really take care of people while they're there. But I know this isn't for everybody. On the other end of the spectrum, what we'll touch on is doing things like Turo. So if you're somebody like me, you work from home, maybe you don't really use your car a lot, you can actually rent your car out on Turo, and there's insurance that's covered and all of those things. So it is a little like weird to want to give somebody your car and let them drive it, but there's insurance with it. There's things that are covered. Obviously, check and make sure all of that is, you know, up to your standards and you feel comfortable with it. If you don't, then, you know, don't do it. But if you're somebody like me, again, who's always home, you're not using your car most of the day, you know, why not rent it out and let somebody else drive it? So if they're paying, say, $100 a day to rent your car, you know, say you have a nicer car, all of a sudden you can possibly make up to $3,000 a month just renting out your car, and your car payment may either be paid off or maybe your payment's $400. That's a hell of a lot of profit to go ahead and make. So these are just 7 ways that you can make some extra money in 2019 and beyond. Let me know what your favorite is. If you guys have any other side hustles that you recommend, drop them down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys as well. And last but not least, make sure you subscribe, make sure you smash the thumbs up button, and I'll see you in the next video.